are there harmful additives in your favorite mac and cheese?
I was really shocked to find out that it might contain chemicals.
We investigate the best boxed, frozen, and diet options.
Guys, we're giving you lots of tips.
And I have an Oz-approved spin on this comfort food classic.
Oh, my goodness.
Coming up next.
Y'all ready for season 10?
I love you, Dr. Oz.
We are breaking all the rules, and that means looking into the foods that you love, that you adore, that may have been off limits before. Today, we are investigating mac and cheese. Makes you happy, doesn't it? Mac and cheese, to find out if there's truly an Oz-approved version of America's favorite food. Have you noticed manufacturers come up with so many different ways for us to get our mac and cheese fix? I've noticed it. You can buy it in the box, right? You can buy it ready-made in the refrigerated aisle if you're really desperate, right? Because you don't want to wait. Or there's even frozen, dyed, and family-style mac and cheese that heats up in the microwave. Right over here, simple, easy, fast. But recent reports have speculated that prepackaged mac and cheeses are giving you more than you bargained for. Reporter Marsh Cavacampo is investigating. Take a look.
America's favorite comfort food has gotten some bad press. Recent headlines about chemicals called phthalates found in boxed mac and cheese have moms everywhere concerned. Phthalates are potentially harmful chemicals used by manufacturers to soften plastic, not something you want in your mac and cheese. But a study by the Coalition for Safer Food Processing and Packaging found phthalates in 10 different boxes of mac and cheese. The study also found phthalates in 19 other popular cheese products, but the chemical was 4 times higher in mac and cheese, and unfortunately, even organic mac and cheese. So today, we're deconstructing mac and cheese, letting you know what, if anything, you need to worry about.
Is there truly an Oz-approved mac and cheese? That's the big question. Marsh Cavacampo is here with food scientist Taylor Wallace to help us find out. And we are starting with boxed mac and cheese. Tamara, how concerned are you about these reports regarding phthalates?
You know, I feed my kids boxed mac and cheese all the time. It is my daughter Nina's favorite food. I spend a little extra money to get an organic brand, so I was really shocked to find out that it might contain chemicals. So I wanted to do this story not just for our viewers, but also for my family.
And she covered it well. Now, Taylor knows about phthalates, Eliza, food scientist. In large amounts, they can be problematic. There are animal studies showing that. But in the amounts that we're getting in these foods, are you worried about it?
Not at all. In fact, it's very minimal. We're actually exposed to phthalates all over in our environment. They're in plastics, they're in hairspray, they're in detergents, hand soaps, moisturizers, the list goes on and on. Just a child crawling on the floor has almost 100 times the level of exposure to phthalates as you would see in a serving of this macaroni and cheese.
All right, so there's good news out there, guys. Big time good news in the boxed mac and cheese space. I'm going to commend some of the big brands. Kraft's an example. They remove the bad ingredients from boxed mac and cheese. I like when companies do that. You swap out the artificial fluorescent orange color for more natural options. And you actually, you brought me some samples, which I love.
Right, and so we actually swap out the artificial colors for spices that are all natural, like paprika, annatto, and turmeric.
What to me is fantastic is that industry hears us. We have power, guys. When you guys say things, people listen. Taylor's equivalents in big business, they can make these swaps. We also looked into specialty boxed mac and cheese to see if they were better. So I've got Dara from my audience. How are you, Dara?
I'm good, and you?
So you say, if I understand correctly, you're a big white cheese, flavored mac and cheese person. Is that true?
Yes, indeed, and my son is also.
All right, so white cheddar has become a very popular one.
Yeah.
Your thoughts on that? Are they healthier?
Yeah, I actually prefer the white cheddar too. I'm like your son. But we looked at the difference between the white cheddar and the traditional cheddar, and the difference is actually minimal. I took a very close look at the nutritional information and the ingredient labels. The white cheddar does have a little bit more sodium, but again, it's minimal. Sometimes it can be more expensive too, because a lot of people do prefer it, so you want to keep that in mind. But really, it's just a matter of taste. So tell your son to go for it, and I'm going to keep eating the white cheddar too.
Great, thank you so much.
How do they make white cheddar?
So actually, all cheddars are white, right? Because it comes from milk.
That's a good point. Yeah.
Right. So It's actually a cultural thing, Dr. Oz. If you go up to Vermont, you'll see a lot of wonderful white cheddars. Now, if you go down south to where I'm from, Kentucky, where the good cooking is, you'll see that
Now it's coming out. Bourbon and cooking.
well, you'll see that we prefer the orange-yellow cheddars. So we add these types of colors in there to really enhance your cultural preference.
But you're good either way.
Right, and so the other interesting thing about these cheeses, right, is their powders. And so how food scientists make that happen is we add liquid to the cheese, we make it in a solution, and then we force that solution through a little tiny hot tip that has a sprayer on the end of it. It's a process called spray drying. And when that liquid forces through that tiny tip, the water evaporates and the powdered cheese falls down as you see on the table.
Look, as far as I'm concerned, what I've learned today is we're okay with either one of these. It's fast, it's easy, your kids like it, and it's a cheat food. Not an everyday food, but a cheat food.
Yes.
Thank you very much. Mark, coming over.